Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat here today to talk about the debut of Ninja Kamui, which just aired moments ago on Toonami. Now, and you can tell by this title of this video what my thoughts on it were very succinctly, but I mean, it just says it all. Yikes, this was not that good at all. And my thought, and I kept thinking about this the first half of the episode, or let's say the part of the episode before the action scene kind of in the middle. It felt it had the vibes of being a hentai. The voice acting was bad. The animation was okay. It was very serviceable. And it felt off. It felt like the direction was off. It felt like again the voice acting was off, which I'll tie it into something I'm going to mention in a moment. And it just felt really off. And the action was all right. The action was all right. The animation in general I thought was pretty decent. And that's really the only good things I can say about it. And another thing I had to say about it is this was a very by the numbers episode. Like, oh, man has something wrong, bad happen to him because he's trying to escape his old life, but his old life catches up to him, and he has to pay about it by his family being brutally murdered in front of him. And now, and now he has to get revenge. And now he's picking up his old persona. He's gonna get revenge. But here's the thing: I can off the top of my head think of many different anime and many different just general media, movies, television in general, where that concept's already been done and honestly done a lot better in this episode. Like, for example, the anime that's going to air in a few moments as of me talking right now, Demon Slayer, did this and did this a much better way because it did something that Ninja Kamui didn't do. It threw in a little wrinkle. Ninja Kamui is very by the numbers, but Demon Slayer, end of the first episode, Tanjiro's whole family is brutally murdered by the demons. But there's a wrinkle because one of his family members survived, his sister Nezuko. But here's another wrinkle: she got converted to a demon, and that adds a little bit of intrigue, that adds a little bit of suspense, that adds a little je ne sais quoi to the anime, and that's something that becomes a big plot point throughout the show, and that's something that becomes very important throughout, and you can build characterization on it. You can really get a better understanding of Tanjiro as a person, Tanjiro as a brother through Nezuko. And that's something you don't get here because, oh, the family is just dead. And now it feels like Jason DeMarco's trying to relive the 90s and just came up to the guy who directed Jujutsu Kaisen's like, hey, can you basically just make like a really lame version of Kill Bill, but with a guy? Because that's exactly what this feels like. Kill Bill is a damn good movie. I'll tell you that right then and there. And it was artful. And it was done infinitely better than this anime, you know. And it's like you have this whole thing where it's also adding the whole trope of, oh, the FBI wants to get involved, but the hero's like, oh, I have to avenge it myself. I can't get the feds involved. Like evidenced by him not telling the Mark Morris, I forgot his name, something like that, anything, and then just completely bitch slapping Emma, what's her face, the female agent, and that's all they do, and they're probably gonna tail him like a freaking oh my god, what's his the cop that keeps trying to chase Lupin. I know he's a main character. Why can't I remember his name? Him. But this just felt so by the numbers. There's nothing that separates Ninja Kamui from the other anime, and like the interstitials going into it, in and out of the commercial breaks, like, wow, this is brutal. Look at how the cats drank the blood of that guy. It felt so try hard. And there's nothing about the brutality. The brutality is just like, look, there's blood and guts. Look at this woman's neck get sliced open. That's all it is. It's like horrible B movie type shock value, and it doesn't pull at the heartstrings. I barely know these people, and honestly, I didn't even like the family that much. And the whole twist was, oh, they were wearing these weird shock collars that they really look different, but they made themselves they turn into white people, you know. And that's just basically like I guess they played off like a big twist. And it's like, oh no, he's gonna go and fight the whole bad guys, and that would have worked better too if he didn't kill the main villain guy from this episode. The main villain guy who looks so much like John Travolta's character in Battlefield Earth. Go and watch Battlefield Earth. You're gonna have a much better time watching it, but for a different reason, not because it's good, but because it's so horribly bad. Really, look at John Travolta's character in that movie and compare it to, like, the main villain guy that's like, "Oh, you can't we know who you are," or whatever. They look the same. I swear. And that movie was also like a knockoff Blade Runner, like, this anime kind of feels like I guess with the whole, like, "Oh, shot caller" thing, they can change their identities. It feels a little bit like that. It definitely feels like they're trying to be a Kill Bill. And again, nothing special about this anime, nothing to write home about. We'll all forget about it by the end of 2024. I feel like when I make my year-end worst or best of Tommy 2024 anime and I go back past these videos, I may forget I ever made this video. Because this anime is so it's just so blends in. There's nothing special about it. Again, what do you guys think? Maybe if you liked it, more power to you. But I'm Super Orange Cat, and that is all.